Hello folks and welcome back to Rome Total War. I am Conostip and this is going to be part 42 of my Imperial campaign where I'm playing as Egypt. And we've had enough waiting around. It is time to start building our empire back up again and eventually go on the attack. It's probably not going to be happening in this episode, but we can at least start to build up again. I had been saving money for so long, so long. I've been holding back and preparing to vassalize the Armenians. They did not accept the protectorate in the last episode. I'm going to continue to try to do this. I did not rewatch Count VHS's video where he describes how to get the protectorate to work. But based on memory, I thought that he did say that, you know, sometimes it just doesn't work and you have to just try again. So I can just do that. It's possible that I didn't do anything wrong and that they just didn't accept it. With that being said, I am going to try to build up FASPA to make this a bit more enticing. And maybe that'll make them want to accept the deal. Because yeah, throwing 120,000 at them, including another settlement, you would have thought that that would have been enough. You know, like that's a lot. And they were one turn away from destruction. So yeah, pretty insane for them to turn that down, but that's how that goes sometimes. So I'll just keep trying, I guess. I'll just keep having an army hanging out up here. This army is currently sort of guarding this army, and it's starting to get pretty weird up here because the Greeks, although they have not attacked me yet officially, they do have a few armies in my territories. In fact, so you're not in my territory. This is still technically, this is Greek territory. But you're within striking distance. And then you're hanging about as well. And you're new. You just kind of popped in, so it's interesting. It's kind of like one of those things where, when you learn about history, and you learn about how difficult it was for armies to try to figure out where other armies were going, you know, and what paths they were going to take, and it's something that I think it's hard for modern folks to sort of visualize because we're just kind of used to having data all the time, and you don't know, like, how can it be difficult to not know where an army is, you know, because it's like a lot of people. So, you know, you would think that they would just be pretty easy, right? But it was very difficult for armies for a very long time. Or maybe not so much for the armies themselves, but for the commanders of armies to just sort of guess where the other army was going and what was its goal, what was its heading. And we have sort of a situation right here that's kind of like that, where, you know, it's like, what's the plan here, guys? You know, there's a few potential threats, and I don't know exactly what their plan is. So for this one, Isocrates of Thrace, if they were to continue alongside down this river, I think they can make it past here. I think this is passable terrain. And if they were to do that, then what would be their target? They could try to cross this bridge, and I can defend this bridge from Hatra. I do intend to send this army back to Hatra to reinforce it or to replenish it, but the forces from Hatra wouldn't take too long to get to that bridge. It would just take 2 turns. And so what I can find out is in the next turn, if they keep heading in this direction, then I can send this army from Hatra up there to reinforce that river. Orders? So for now, you can continue. Actually, yeah, let's just get all of these guys out of the settlement.
Mighty General.
And then y'all can go in, and then let's retrain all of those guys. And then, yeah, we'll just keep an eye on this.
Mighty General.
Because they can't threaten this bridge. There's no one coming down here. And then if he were to turn north and go for this pass and threaten potentially Kotais or Artaxata, then I can block this pass from where he is here. Then it's a matter of seeing where Captain Tindarios where is he going to go? Yeah, we don't know. So we can keep an eye on him. He can't go that far. It's either here or here, so we'll keep an eye on that. And then this is a smaller force, not too concerning. It's still a couple turns away. So let's see, these guys can come to Arctic Sartet and let's retrain them. And yeah, I'm not going to be afraid of spending money anymore. I gotta get going here, and I want training buildings in every single settlement now. No more mucking about. I need to get production going everywhere. Like even Bostra, Petra, everywhere needs to be training soldiers at this point. Down here, the Scipia are pressing as well, and I'm thinking what I want to do is. You look like you could put Memphis under siege from where you are. And Memphis and Alexandria? Yeah, so you're kind of a tricky one. But nothing's coming down to Thebes, it looks like. So let's just kind of park up here on this bridge. And then these peasants, I have these peasant armies that were basically garrisoning settlements. But then when I started training soldiers, I just kind of kept the peasants parked outside of the settlements, assuming that I'd need them eventually. But now I'm thinking, you know what? Let's get these guys, let's disband them and put them somewhere. Actually, yeah, because I'm planning on growing Fraspa so that I can build this up. So let's bring peasants up here. So I can disband them up there. It's going to be a little while, but might be worth the journey. Should I use ships or no? I think the ships should just focus on killing... Broody boats. Yeah, let's build a couple more triremes before we take on that quinquereme. And then you guys, yeah, just make your way. Just start heading north.
March. Moves depleted, mighty lord.
So down here then, let's see, Alexandria for instance. What do I want to start building? I was going the training route down here in Memphis and Alexandria, and army barracks. I think I want army barracks. Catapult range would be nice too for those Pharaoh's bowmen. Yeah, Pharaoh's bowmen is such a good power spike for the Egyptians. Like it's probably their best unit, right? Merchants' quarters for some more money. Yeah, that's good too, but I think that right now going corruption, I got 292 corruption here, eh? Okay, getting the secret police would be not so bad either, getting rid of some of that corruption. But let's go military. Yeah, let's go military. Let's get the catapult range so that I can start getting Pharaoh's bowmen down here. Memphis. Yeah, probably just want to do the same thing. Maybe, maybe not. Because Memphis, I'm using these two settlements to basically train. The idea is to train soldiers in one of these settlements so that they can get the +1 weapons and armor from the Temple of Horus, I think. Yeah, Horus. And then sending them to Alexandria to get that experience upgrades for the Temple of Imhotep. So I do want the same buildings in every single of these two, provinces. I want all of the military buildings, all of the top tier stuff. So for now though, what can I not... Yeah, let's go Pharaoh's Guard. Let's get the army barracks. And Thebes can recruit the skirmishers, slingers, and Nubian spears. I'm tempted. Let's see. How's the... There's no corruption down here. Yeah, I'm tempted to get a blacksmith actually, so I can build and train chariots down here in Thebes. So that these two places can kind of focus on infantry and cavalry, and then I can just get chariots going down here. That's an idea. Maybe not, but we'll see. We'll see. And let's see, Petra. Let's just keep going here. Petra, can you recruit anything? Yeah, Nubian spears. Might just go infantry here. Get the Nile spears. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just go military. Bostra, let's go blacksmith. So that you can get chariots as well. Jerusalem. Jerusalem and Sidon have the same thing going as Alexandria and Memphis with the Temple of Horus and the Temple of Imhotep. So it's the same deal. These places want all of the good stuff. So you can get... Oh, you can already get everything, can't you? Except for you're missing something. You're missing stables. You don't have stables yet. Okay. Or the siege engineer. That's only providing the heavy onagers, I believe. I think I can already get the regular onagers. Yes, right. So let's working up our way with the stables. Yeah. Sidon has a lot of work to do. Yeah, I may as well just go down the line and get army barracks for the Pharaoh's Guard. Damascus can train chariots. Let's see, I may as well retrain those peasants. Yeah, Damascus was recovered from a plague, finally. And should I get... Is there an armor? Or do I need a different... I don't think I have an armor down here, do I? Oh yeah, I already do. Yeah, I need an armor so that I can train the Egyptian chariot archers. That's right. Yeah. Okay. So there's nothing else like really military-wise I want from Damascus, I don't think. Maybe. I mean, maybe so. Just for like some more utility, perhaps. There's no corruption down here. Let's see here. This is going to be for the Temple of... it doesn't say. God, it's so Isis. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't need to go military here. Let's just get the Temple City of Isis for that 10% law and some population growth. And, yeah, some happiness as well. Palmyra, let's see, are you training anything? Nubian spears. So yeah, very, very low tier stuff. So let's see here. Maybe going cavalry. Or, I don't know, it's not that far away from my front lines. So going infantry is probably not a bad idea either. Yeah, let's just go militia barracks, get those Nile spears going from there. That's not bad, actually. Antioch, let's see here. Temple City. Ooh, that gives you that experience to troops trained there. That's Imhotep, so that's a good one. And you can get some good stuff already. You can get Pharaoh's Bowman. That's like the top tier stuff that you can get. I think I want to go Temple City. Yeah, Temple City, and then get like the blacksmith and the armor. Yeah, let's do that here in Antioch. That feels pretty good. Alright, Hatra. So you actually can recruit a fair amount of stuff, which is quite nice. You know, chariots, Nile spears, basic archers, basic skirmishers, desert axes. So that's a decent selection of stuff. I don't need to really worry too much about military here so much as... like, yeah, probably basic sewers, honestly. Squalor's not bad, though, is it? But the fact that my garrison is accounting for 80% of my public order... yeah, let's get working on this. Yeah, sewers, and then maybe Execution Square, maybe Bazaar afterwards. Would that make me any money? Nah, barely any. Yeah, let's just get some basic sewers. It's nice and cheap. Demantha, yes, even you, Demantha, even you will be contributing to military stuff. But you probably should have some sewers, but honestly, you're not bad on squalor. So Demantha's definitely going to be doing cavalry just because it's going to take forever for anything to come from Demantha. So let's go ahead and get stables here. Temple of Isis. No, let's just do stables. Stables. All right, Susa actually can also train quite a few things, which is nice. Yep, chariots, you know, some decent cav. Yeah, that's all pretty decent. So I don't really feel like the need to go super heavy into military here. Maybe just get like a bazaar for some money, 370 to 402. That's not good. It's not great. I'm tempted. Yeah, I don't get this very often, but like population growth is only 0.5%, although I'm already at 20,000, 24,000 is going to be the huge level. How much more money would this give me? So it's 0.5 population growth, and then money-wise, it's going to be 780 to 860. That's a decent little increase. Yeah, let's just do that over here in Susa. Alright, Arasaka, you can also train quite a few things, which is nice. Bazaar, was that going to make me any money? 563 to 611. It's okay, but let's see here. Public baths. I feel like getting public baths here, and then Fraspa, you can't build anything. Yeah, I need to migrate some peasants over here so that I can boost that population up. Then Arctic Sarta, you can train, yeah, quite a few soldier units here. Paved roads, I remember this is like a lot of money. Yeah, that's a fuck ton of money. Yeah, that's paved roads, that's what we're doing there. Definitely. And that's probably everything, yeah, I think. So I can go back around. Oh, Salamis. Don't want to forget about you, Salamis. Is there anything that you need? So no corruption here. Yeah, training soldiers on like an island province is kind of awkward, but I don't know. I feel like I want to be able to train everywhere. Maybe not. Maybe just get the secret police so that I can make sure that my taxes can remain high. Yeah, that seems okay. So yeah, already down to 77,000. Yeah, that's a lot of money I just spent. And I'm going to go through and train stuff as well. Because I'm going to be like on the defensive for a little while here as I build up armies. I'm probably going to remain on the defensive down here for some time. I have one army versus like 1.5-ish here. And the Scipii have been pretty relentless down here. So it's going to be sort of like a keeping up. You know, I have to catch up here before I can really go on the offensive. Up here, I don't think it's going to take as long. So I think that I want to prioritize going on the offensive in Anatolia just because I feel like I can end these wars a bit faster. The Seleucids only have 2 settlements left, and the Greeks have, what do they have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so they have a handful. But like it's all here in Anatolia, and the distances don't seem to be too spread out. And I feel like once I get the ball rolling in this peninsula, then I will be able to, you know, start making progress pretty quickly. I feel like is my thoughts on that. The war against the Scipii is not going to be ending anytime soon. This is just going to be, you know, this is going to be a grind. So I don't want to really think like, okay, I need to end this quickly. Like, no, this is not going to end quickly. This is going to be this way for a long time. But it's up here that I want to make sure that You know, I can wrap this up with the Armenians. I want to go on the offensive in Anatolia, which again is going to require building up first. I basically have like a standing army in Antioch, some version of a standing army here in Ehetra. Some beaten up units between Fraspa and Artaxata. You know, they probably together could make an army, and then up here, 2 armies basically stationed up here. So yeah, definitely need like a handful of more. If I end up fighting the Greeks in my territories and doing well, then I can send this army, maybe possibly just like, let's go. Let's just see what we can do here against them. Maybe fight, interesting. Can they can't come along. This is such a weird, so that bridge just comes along like here. Yeah, okay. So from this position, they can't use that bridge. From here, this area here. They can only use this bridge and come around to this bridge. So if I were to come down here and like hold this bridge, you know, in their territory, they might feel like they're forced to attack me. Because I can essentially be raiding their territory. I think, like, if you're standing on a bridge, does that count as causing devastation against an enemy territory? I would imagine so. It's a bridge, but, like, it's still their land. So, yeah, that's an idea. Hang out on a bridge in their territory and cause devastation and sort of, like, try to tempt them into attacking. You know, which is, again, that's a very common thing historically. It's a very authentic, you know, way to make it work. It's interesting. I was learning, I was watching this video. It's the YouTuber Sand Roman History. I don't know if you've seen any of his channels or any of his videos, but he does a very good work, very, very good work. And he talks about like, he has a video like how to win a battle in the Middle Ages Middle Ages. And it's interesting because like you can kind of think like in video games, like, you know, no, you can attack and win. But according to like, you know, his research, and I think that he is an actual historian, like the attackers, you know, it was very rare for attacking armies to win the battle because generals in general were competent. You know, they knew the basics, you know, have the high ground. Take care of your flanks. You know, make sure the enemy army is, you know, because a flanking attack is one of those things that's like, you know, kind of easier said than done because we play video games and we say like, oh no, you just flank, you go around them, right? And it's like, no, in real life, it's like really hard because, you know, to time that flanking attack with the push of your main army, it's really hard to get those 2 elements to not be separated and dismantled individually. And yeah, you can kind of give it a similar idea here where you can like, you know, force the enemy into wanting to attack you because how do you get them to attack you if every general knows not to attack? Like if everyone in the world that has an army knows it's better to not attack, well, how do you make them attack? And there's like many ways to do it. You can kind of like insult them, for instance, and kind of like send like letters and emissaries to them being like, you know, you a bitch. You a bitch. You a bitch if you don't attack me. And yeah, it's kind of funny like how that would work too sometimes. Or just more of like a pragmatic, like evil way of doing it was just you burn their land. If they want to hide in their fortification or their castle, you just burn their land until they're, you know, it's like, what, you're going to be the leader of this land? How are these people going to trust you as their leader if you're not going to protect them and leave your castle? But a lot of times, these guys are too smart for that. They're like, look, I can't. If I leave my castle, I'm going to lose a battle and I'll, you know, I'll die. So it's, you know, it's really interesting because in this game, you can sort of create these really organic situations where, hey, you have to attack me because I'm burning your shit down. It's very neat. It's really interesting. So that's an idea. I can bring an army down here and maybe force a confrontation once and if and these things all get cleared up, you know. So this might be something that I can sort of do with limited resources, and I might not need a full like 3 army push to like threaten Sinope. Down here though, I feel like I need I feel like I need a considerable amount of mass to push through this. The Seleucids are really built up. They don't have much place to go. Due to only having a couple settlements, they can really concentrate their forces. Whereas the Greeks, because they have more settlements, they are a bit more spread out. And I feel like they can get picked off a little bit easier, I think. You know, it's kind of my thoughts, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to be building up, and yes, God damn it, I got these brigands I need to deal with, so. What do I have here? 4 Nubian spears, 1 Egyptian chariot archer, and then 3 Bedouin archers. Hopefully that is enough to finish off a, this general's going to be tough by himself. 3 stars. Yeah, he's going to be tough, but then 13 Arab cavalry, and then 48 peasants, 54 Eastern infantry, and then 15 archers. Yeah, we'll see if we can. So he must have one of those traits. Yeah, good defender, +2 command when defending. That's what I thought. And then +1 morale because he's a local hero. Who is this guy? An historical dude? Artaxerxes of Nicephorium? I wonder if he's an historical dude because that's some pretty beefy stats right there. Let's see if we can kill him. Well, I do remember this map. So let's see if this plays out a little bit differently this time. These Nubians, man oh man, I'm not confident in their ability to hold up against a charge by a 24-man general. But we'll see what we can do here. Now that we are in position up here, somewhat on even ground with them, let's start to spread our mobile elements out, and maybe we can start to skirmish with them a little bit. I think, what do they have? Just like 15 archers? Yeah, they just have 15 archers, so we might be able to do a little bit of skirmishing. They do have those 13 Arab cavalry. I would imagine that my mobile elements can handle them. But if we can lure that general back into our spears, that would be ideal. And the general now is charging forward. That didn't take much, so let's see if I can get these guys back like here, get you guys to keep running. And can we get you guys to come into the spears, come into the spears. Almost, oh man. I mean, I don't mind this too much, actually. Because he's getting like, here, you guys come over here. And now chariots, let's charge forward to here. And charge forward here. Charge forward here. And here. And let's see, what is he down to? Can we mob him with camels and chariots and kill him?
This general is the perfect enemy. He does not stand but runs
Perfect.
away.
Perfect. That's very nice. Yeah, we're picking him off. He's down to 9 men left. And yeah, chariots, you guys can finish running him down. Camels come up here to help deal with the rest of the army. And yeah, this is perfectly okay. He's down to 6 men. Chariots can keep pursuing. Yep, perfect. Perfect. That's exactly what I needed. All right, Nubians, come up here. There, we got him right before the red line. All right, love that.
He sacrificed himself
Love that.
his men to a dignified defeat.
All right, camels come up here, and then chariots can come up on this side. Now the rest of their army is starting to march forward. Let's see, these Eastern infantry and peasants are going to start to apply pressure on our camels. So let's just kind of go back here. And we can see if we want to draw them into our spears. I mean, Arab cavalry. I mean, you guys want to tangle. Let's go here and then here. Yeah, looks like they got dealt with pretty well. Yeah, 5 left. And let's just continue to march forward with our spears. And the last couple of infantry units want to sort of rush our camels. No one seems to want us to fight our spears. I don't know. I can't figure out why. It's weird. Yeah, there we go.
As enemies,
Alright, so we did lose
victory is
30 men.
yours, and no one can argue that it is not both well deserved and worthy.
Yeah, you know, I'll agree with that one. Very well deserved. I probably should have bribed that general.
Victory is
He
ours,
seems like he would have been a
mighty
good one to have in the family.
Sire,
Oh well. Let's go ahead and
mighty general,
let's see. So the Nubians
mighty general, sire,
and the chariots took 0 casualties. Almost feel like I should leave these guys back here in this area because I could use them at some point. But I'm going to send them down to North Africa. They can start to make their way. Oh no, shit, I got these guys brigands. Oh yeah, I should probably
moves depleted, mighty lord.
make my
My
way.
liege,
Why'd these guys split off? Oops, that was a mistake.
move out. Orders?
Alright, we'll form them up next turn and we'll work our way up to going up against these brigands, and we may as well.
Sire, my liege.
Yeah, we may as well train up another unit of Nubian spears. No, probably not. I can train up enough spears and archers up here. Cav? No, that's too much. Let's do spears down here. And then we'll do archers. A couple archer units and then a couple cav units. Because, yeah, this brigand army is actually kind of sizable. 6 units? Okay. Yeah. South of Antioch, we only have 3 units in this brigand army that I have to deal with, and I have...
My liege.
Yeah, let's bring out these 2 generals, along with my faction leader. So that probably should be enough, but then I'm going to bring this mountain of peasants down here as well.
Forces.
And,
Moves depleted, my
yeah, that should do the trick.
Orders?
Let's make sure Sidon's okay. And yeah, this is another peasant stack that, again, they were in Antioch, but like they just haven't been needed there for a while.
Mighty general.
So I may as well move them up north as well to Fraspa. Yeah. Now I have put training queues in for all of my settlements, and I mean every single settlement. Even the settlements that can't train soldiers, they're training spies. And yeah, wow, I spent, what, 50,000 denarii in this turn? Holy shit. Oh man, that's a lot of money, but yeah, it was time. Let's end this turn. Oh, you guys are... Right, I forgot to move you guys. Well, we outnumber the Scipii. What do they have, though? 3 biremes, a bit of experience? Looks kind of even. But we should win, maybe? Okay, so we did win. But they sunk 2 of our boats? Oh, we lost both of our we lost 2 triremes, damn.
We are.
Okay. Let's see, suitable husband. So, Eurydice is the wife, and Shabaka Philadelphos. Oh, hell yeah, I love that name. That's great. I feel like I haven't seen that portrait before either. Good defender, +2 command when defending, so he'd be a 3-star when defending. He's already a confident commander, 16 years old, definitely. Let's get him in. I want to go over and see this boat.
Ready to sail.
So we got 2 left. It's tempting to keep fighting, but I gotta get these guys home
Yes, mighty lord.
if I can.
Sire.
And are we ready to? So that's just a bireme.
Ready to sail.
I have 3 triremes, so you guys aren't blockading me, are you? That would just be way too bold.
Prepare to engage.
Yeah, let's stomp those guys. Where do they just disappear off to? No? Alright, let's just hang out then.
Set sail.
And let's get another trireme here. And, okay, so they did put Memphis under siege, but they're starting to split off now, and that's what I wanted to see. So now these guys can come around and hit them. And we should... I mean, that'll be a good fight. But then, would anyone be able to reinforce us and hit us the next turn? not you, and you wouldn't be able to cross either bridge either. So you would be close to reinforcing next turn. But, you know, if we handle that and get rid of them, it should be fine. I mean, we have enough guys inside of the settlement as well. We could just sally. We don't have enough archers, though. That's the problem. Yeah. So we can just hit them with this army. That'll be fine. Alright, so yes, Memphis is sieged, sure. And 76,000 in the treasury. Okie dokie. Let's see. One of our... Oh, Jehutimus Philometer. Yeah, this is one of our family members up in Fraspa. He just died. Did we have someone else? I thought we did. So we have another governor here, yeah. Esfret Casaros. Gonna have to reduce taxes there. And new faction heir, Philippos. Oh, because he was the faction heir, wasn't he? Yeah. So Philippos Philometer. So who are you're 66? So yeah, you're not a great candidate for the faction heir either. Yeah, I need to find someone suitable. I know I've been looking, and I feel like anytime I look, I don't really see anyone, but I should look at that again and see if I can find someone who's a better option than a 66-year-old. Let's see, Mishra Pet Monkey to... So newly trained spy got the Pet Monkey. That's great. +2 to agent's skill. Yeah, I'd love to see it. Drinking Companion, +1 influence, -1 command for Teos Alexander. And that's going to be here in Arctic Sarta. So Drinking Companion, I wonder, let's see, does that correspond to... Oh, I didn't mean to get rid of all, damn it. Didn't think that was going to go away. Alright, I wanted to see if that corresponds to the temple here. Okay, so they still have the Armenian temple. And yeah, it must be the happiness temple, right? It's a bonus to the happiness, right? I'm pretty smart sometimes. So yeah, I'm sure that he's gotten the Drinking Companion from that. So +1 influence, -1 command. Yeah, it's not... Where is it? There it is. Yeah, it's not ideal. Like, influence is nice, especially for a governor hanging out in a newly conquered settlement. It's going to help, you know, make the people settle down, but... And it will increase his bodyguard potentially as well. Alright, got some bunch of units trained up, and let's see, war between the Romans and the Scythians. Oh, cool. Ceasefire between the Julii and the Greeks. Okay, interesting. And the marriage celebrations, Shabaka Philadelphos. And if you don't think that I'm going to find every possible reason to pronounce that guy's name, then you must be new to the channel, because yeah, it's going to be that's my new favorite name to say out loud. Shabaka Philadelphos. Yes, sir. Where are you, by the way? Shabaka, where are you? I know there's an easier way to do this. Shabaka Philadelphos. If you say his name just enough times, he'll show up. There you are. See, no one looks like you. I'm gonna make you the affection heir. Just this guy that's married into the family. Yeah, let's make him faction heir. Let's not. Let's think about this. So the faction leader's 50. So yeah, like someone who's 30, you know, do we have any good options? Nocti Epiphanes, you're 29. Hey, that's something. You got something going for you. Yeah, you got the Doctor, Master Embalmer, +1 morale and command. Yeah, that's good. That's all good. Good attacker, bureaucrat, been in the wars, +2 to general's hit points. 10% bonus to trade income. Publicly loyal, in the pink. Man, this guy is hard to kill. +2 hit points from been in the wars and +2 hit points from in the pink. Yeah, like dubious is like his only bad trait that he has. -2 from law is not great, but you know, whatevs. And extravagant? Okay, that's not great either. -2 management's not super great. Yeah, no, I think that you might be the next factioner. I'll take a peek and see if there's anyone else that suits the bill. Let's see here. Yeah, you're solid, but like nothing special there. 22 again, you know, it's okay. 25 years old, 58's too old. 32, you're not bad. Neferet Auletes, you're not bad. 32. Yeah, you're not bad, but you're not special either. And not you, Nefrat Kasaros. Also not bad. Man, we have a big old family here. You're 16. Did you just come of age? You must just have come. Yeah, I clicked off of that gosh darn notifications scroll. That was by accident. I didn't mean to do that. So where the heck are you?
Sire!
Oh, sweet. You just joined the army that I'm sending to kill the brigands. Perfect. That's perfect timing. Ooh, minus 2 hit points. Ugh. Okay, don't die. Yeah, you know, I am not seeing anyone that's better than you, Nocti Epiphanes. I think you are going to be the next factionaire. There you go. Welcome to the club. +1 to influence, +2 to personal security. Perfect. Now it feels like you did not move at all. Like it seems like you're still just hanging out. I can move this army up to that bridge just to be safe.
Forward!
And I think I just got some archers.
Mighty Lord.
Yeah, let's get these archers up there as well.
Sire!
Perfect. And maybe even, let's see, what do I got here? 4 spears, 4 slingers, scissor axes, chariots. No cavalry, eh? There, I brought some chariot archers and some Nubian cav up from Hatra. And yeah, that should be a pretty solid bridge defense army. So that means this bridge is a little bit suspect if it were to come under attack, but that doesn't seem to be happening right now. And my diplomat, by moving down this valley, has spotted that other Greek army. This is, I think, the first one that sort of popped it up into my territory and sort of just wormed his way around, and it seems like he's heading back down to his territory, which is interesting. Yeah, they're not declaring war on me yet.
Orders!
Not yet. It's interesting to kind of see what they're up to. You know, like, are they, how pressed are they right now? Are they being really pressed by the Romans? I wonder. Brutii, Scipii. Yeah, it's just the Romans that they're fighting. And I wonder. Let's see. So that is Greek territory. So yeah, there's no Romans on Anatolia yet, from what I can tell. Yeah, that's Rhodes is still under Greek possession as well. Well, let's come up here and try to get these brigands. I wonder, they're probably going to try to run away, aren't they?
Mighty General! Sire!
Let's see if I can.
Sire! Prepare for battle!
Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Damn it. Oh. Just withdraw? So what happened? Did they...
My liege. Orders?
That was so weird. I thought that I had them...
Mighty General! Prepare for
Alright,
battle!
let's go like that. Alright, so yeah.
Glorious victory!
A whole peasant stack right behind there. 2 Eastern Infantry, 1 Archer. With those peasants, should be fine. I am deciding to fight in a sand. I don't know if this is a sandstorm or just a fog. It looks like sandstorm, right? Wouldn't be fog because there's no humidity in the desert. Yeah, I know that.
Here, but will they be enough for final victory?
All right, thank you. I'm talking. So like in Shogun and Medieval, fighting in the fog would mess up the AI. It wasn't just a restriction on the human player, like, you know, with it being more difficult to see things. It truly was more difficult for the AI as well. Like, it kind of would mess up and do sort of weird things to sort of simulate what it would be like for, you know, a human player, which I thought was always interesting that they did that. So I haven't played in too many of those conditions here in this game, so I'm interested to see if it's a similar idea. If at the very least it should reduce, like, sandstorms should reduce the effectiveness of enemy archers, and since they have archers and I don't, that's why I chose to do this. But there should also be like a visibility issue for them as well, I think. And now that my horde of peasants has arrived as reinforcements, let's get these guys moving up here and then here. I just want them to be able to draw the enemy's attention, and yeah, the archers are going to be coming up over there to start getting some shots in on those peasants. And then the cavalry can come over and threaten them as well. In fact, let's have you guys start to run. Those archers are beginning to shoot at my faction leader, so we're not going to be having any of that. Let's come down here and hit these guys. Are they going to be able to retreat back into their spears? Yeah, they got away. All right, those tricky little bastards. All right, that's okay. We pushed them off of their location long enough to get our peasants a bit closer here. And yeah, all we need to do is hold their attention with our peasants. Yeah, they're still getting shots at us, those cheeky little buggers. Yeah, peasants, can you like charge in there and try to stop those archers from shooting my faction leader, please and thank you. And yeah, those guys are coming for us. Let's get you up here and then up here. There you go. You can chase down those archers now that they've broken away from their protection elements. Peasants, get a downhill charge into those spearmen, and then these generals, you come over here. Alright, we don't need all of you guys. You guys come over here. And then come over here, and yep, get a little charge into those spearmen, and then yep, let's just bomb down these infantry. There we go, perfect. And then you come over here to... Yeah. Perfect. Perfect. Rear charge into this eastern infantry, and that's all it took. End that battle. We did lose 38 men, but the brigands have been dealt with.
Glorious victory!
Indeed, glorious victory. So, did we lose? Yeah, we lost some peasants. Let's go ahead and
Mighty General.
merge you up, and then I can send you...
Splitting the troops.
Oh yeah, you're full. God damn it. Slay said assassin. Assassin, get him. What's your... Oh, you have one? Oh, you're gonna die, dude.
He's dead.
95% chance? Yeah, got him. Sweet. Trait increase. +3 to agent skill. Wonderful.
Mighty General. Orders?
Alright, now let's... Where'd that guy go? Alright, you are...
Sire.
Yeah, let's just send these peasants. They're gonna go up to Fraspa.
Move out.
And they can retire there
Move
as
the
farmers.
Lord. Orders?
You know, with this newly acquired family member... Yeah, not my favorite name. It's a bit tougher than Shabaka Philadelphos. Let's see here if I can say this. Oh my god. Psamatikos? Oh my god. Okay. Psamatikos. Swamaticos. There we go. I'm kind of getting there. I'm getting within the ballpark. Something that I haven't really done much like lately is hire mercenaries, and I keep seeing these gosh darn mercenary elephants that just seem so fun to hire. I'm very, very tempted. 4,000 to hire them. What's their upkeep? 490. I'm very, very tempted. I'm very tempted. In fact, what to do is to do like a recruitment drive around my entire empire, hiring mercenaries and sending them down here to Egypt to sort of push back the Romans. That's kind of what I'm thinking of. Or should I use them against the Anatolian factions? I just feel like, you know, Bedouin warriors, Bedouin archers, and elephants, I feel like this is better suited for desert warfare rather than like Anatolian warfare. You know, like elephants are just going up against like phalanxes of the Seleucids and Greeks. Like, doesn't seem like a good idea. And, you know, the camels themselves obviously are more suited for desert warfare, so yeah. Let's do it. Let's go back to having some fun here. Yeah, so he's gonna, oh god no, I keep pressing the wrong button now. Mercenary captain, that's a good one, you know, +1 command, and then the 10% discount on unit training costs and 2% bonus to cash gain from looting. Yeah, it's all pretty fun. So you guys are just going to head down, and then you are just going to go on a recruitment drive. Yeah. Yeah, just keep hiring mercenaries and then sending them to the front, because this is go time, you know. I'm ready to get this campaign underway, and or not underway, but I'm ready to get this campaign on the move again. Now it is time to work our way around here with Philippos Philometer and attack and destroy this Roman army. So let's remind ourselves of what kind of person you are. So +3 command when attacking. So he's going to be a 6-star general when he attacks. That's very good. And anything else for you? Let's see here. No, that looks like that's going to be it. Let's see, Master of Horse. So +1 command when commanding cavalry, so he's going to be a 7-star general? Desert Scout, that's not going to apply here. So he should be 7 stars, I think, if I'm reading that correctly. And I want to make sure that, so he's just going to be going straight through Memphis. Okay. So the Memphis garrison could come in as reinforcements. I don't think I'm going to need them. Let's check again. Early legionaries. Yeah, they have a bunch of those guys. Hastati, early legionaries, Arch Auxilia. Roman cavalry. So the garrison, what is it going to be? Like 2 generals, including Shabaka, Nefertibet, Auletes, some Nubians, skirmishers. I'm not gonna lie, the idea of surrounding that army of heavy-duty Roman infantry does sound kind of nice. So, like, let's go ahead and let the AI control my reinforcements. And it looks like he's only going to be 6 stars, not 7. That's interesting. But yeah, let's get rid of them.
Many brave soldiers have seen the dawn. How many will see the sun sing in the west? How many of the enemy already pray for night? And at the last, brave and noble soldiers, I say this: fight with the courage our people expect. Fight like men!
That'll do. let's get set up here.
Wait my orders.
So it should be a pretty open plain. It does slant down a bit going down to the left here. But I reckon just post up here. And our reinforcements should be coming in right behind us, I think. So we shouldn't have to worry too much about them. Like, we should be able to maybe, you know, lead the assault, hopefully. Unless the reinforcements really run into it. We are now all set up, so let's get started here. Alright, right ahead of us.
Reinforcements have come, and your strength
And where are they
grows
coming in
once
from? Right
more.
behind us? Right behind us? Yeah, right behind us, okay. And they're coming in from like the... Ooh, shit, they're coming right for us. Holy shit, alright. Alright guys, hurry up and get into position. Yeah, I should have been prepared for the Romans to, you know, go on the offensive essentially, because they know how strong they are. Let's get my chariots up here on this side. Now it does appear like the Romans are going to be marching towards us. What do we have here? Astati on the flanks, Light Auxilia and Velites up front. Astati, early legionaries, Roman cavalry, Equites, Roman cavalry. So I have the cavalry advantage and just the overall advantage on the flanks. Now my core, although it's like steady, it's not as powerful as their core. You know, because the Nile Spears, while they are solid, they are not, you know, as good as the Pharaoh's Guards. Archers, again, fine, but like, I don't have the Pharaoh's Bowmen with this army either, so... This is like a good mid-tier army that I have, but it's not... It's not a, you know, this isn't my high-tier stuff right here. And my reinforcements are kind of low tier, actually, so... Yeah. This might not be the easiest battle. My reinforcements have just decided to go in a long line here with skirmishers interspersed with their spears, which is a very interesting tactic. Oh dear. Yeah, I was hoping to have a bit of time to do what I did in my first confrontation with the Romans, which was, you know, I got to sort of like take my time with it and isolate some units and kind of pick them apart with my chariots and kind of force them into a frontal charge against my spears. Like, it all ended up like being really methodical, but here, because my reinforcements are just kind of like, you know, going for it here, I have to be a little bit more aggressive. Alright, so let's see. We are getting shots with my chariots. I wonder how well they're doing. Are they picking off some early legionaries? Okay. And are the Principes going to be going after us? Let's see, chariot archers. Let's kind of get back here. And, oh, they want to charge my desert cav with their Roman cav. That's fine with me. And yeah, I don't know, Desert Cav just went into their infantry, so that's fun. Let's try to get back. Looks like we broke them. Yeah, we just broke their Astati, that's cool. You guys can, are they charging without orders? Is that what they do? Do Desert Cav do that? And, oh, the general just went right in. The reinforcement general just went right in. Yeah, let's see if we can kill these Astati. And is that my guy? No, that's the... See, I have to like find out which of these are my reinforcement guys. Alright, looks like we're doing pretty well. Looks like we did pretty well to break them. So, yeah, if they're just going to be running away, let's run them down and try to get as many of them as we can. Yeah, they ended up being really pretty decisive. Looks like as soon as that general threw his life away, looks like the rest of the army just broke. So yeah, if we can, where's that red line? Are we close or no? Yeah, try to spread out and try to get into more of these guys. Yeah, the red line's right there. Ugh, come on. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be able to get all of them here. What are we at? 57% killed? Yeah, a lot of them are going to get away. That's too bad.
Worthy.
Well, we did get a decisive victory, but unfortunately we weren't able to clean up the entire army. So they got 102 kills against us, and yeah, our allies actually, or not our allies, but our reinforcements actually did pretty well. And the enemy army, yeah, they broke pretty easily, but they didn't have like a real general. They just had a captain with them. So,
My liege.
it's very tempting to go on the offensive with this army and push back against these armies. But then again, see, if I kind of like push into this, these three armies together might actually be somewhat capable, and the fact is that I did win that with the help of my reinforcements. That's the fact. So,
My liege.
I'm tempted to go back to this bridge and hold a position there. And let this Roman advance sort of split itself off again, so that I can pick them off, you know, a little bit easier. Yeah, that is very tempting, because there's no reason to be aggressive on this front, just because I don't have the pushing ability to push into Siwa. You know, I don't have that yet. I'm not there, so it's no point to like push and to be aggressive. Let them advance, let them wear themselves out, let them split up and sort of, yeah, become isolated. So that's going to be the plan there. And I'm going to continue to build up here. How long is this? Yeah, 8 turns before we can try again here with the Armenian capital. Oh dear, it's so long.
Sire.
Now I just want to go ahead and play one more end turn because I'm really curious. Wait, what are you? Greek diplomat? You've already killed someone in this turn, can't you? Yeah, you've already. Alright, you got lucky, Greek diplomat. You got lucky that my assassins can only kill one person every 6 months. God, where's this happening? Damn it. Boats. Why is this always why does the naval stuff happen? Ooh, what's happening here? Ooh, the Julii are attacking Aska. Ooh. Yeah, it's always weird that the map takes you away from what's happening. Oh, this sucks. Yeah, getting teamed up by the Scipii boats and the Brudii boats. So yeah, I lost, but I'm getting closer to home, and I didn't have any boats sink. Let's see, another suitable husband, Satsabek, 16 years old, 1 command, 1 management, good attacker, so +2 command when he's attacking, and +1 to law as well. Yeah, definitely. Betrothed to, oh, that's his wife, and then, yeah, Ptahhotep Ardeos. Oh, yeah, cool. Ardeos is a, isn't there a, isn't that real? Like a real name? From the Ptolemaic dynasty? Yeah, Ardeos sounds very familiar. I'm trying to think, was Ptolemy Ardeos, was that the Thunderbolt or no? Yeah, I can't remember. Ptahhotep, I don't think there's any Ptolemaic person named Ptahhotep. That seems very Egyptian. But Ardeos seems very Greek, but again, what do I know? Yes, you are welcome into the family. Definitely. Sitting on 64,000 in the treasury, and death stalks the land. No, Alexandria, goddamn. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, losing people in Alexandria. Coming of age, Tahotem. Hey, welcome to the family, bud. 16 years old, 1 management and 2 influence, calm and devout. Perfect. Where you're in Sidon? Okay. And retinue expands. Neko Casaros, courtesan, +1 to agent's skill. That's going to be down here in Petra, a newly trained up spy. And then Sakempwi has a librarian, +1 influence and +1 management. Down here in Alexandria, hopefully it doesn't die. Characters can die due to plague, can't they? I think they can. And Neferetiabet, Auletes, Desert Scout. And where are you? You're in Memphis. Okay. I thought you already had the Desert Scout. Maybe that was the other guy, wasn't it? Yeah. Alright, sewers have been finished here in Hatra. Stuff has been recruited, diplomatic information. Let's see, war between the Julia and the Greeks, and ceasefire between the Spanish and the Gauls. Yeah, just because of Julia are being pretty mean to them. And yes, marriage celebrations, all good. So yeah, now like this guy just marched right into me. You know, like this is perfect. Like killing a Praetorian guard and 3 early legionaries and a general. You know, like that, definitely. That's what I wanted. Like, and sure, these guys are going to threaten Thebes. Ooh, you know, like whatever. I'll just, you know, I'll deal with it. Deal with it. It's going to be fine. They can't get in. They can't get into Thebes. What do I have here? No, wait, do I only have a wooden palisade here? Shit. Is that all I have? Oh, damn. Maybe they can get into Thebes. Fucking A. 2 slingers and 2 generals. Yeah, they can definitely get into Thebes. Yeah, I need to change that. Fucking A. What am I doing? What am I doing? I just have the stone walls in Memphis and that's it? Jesus Christ. I do have a wooden wall in Alexandria. Okay. Yep, I got some work to do to build up my... You know, if I'm going to be playing defensively here in Egypt for a while, I need to get some decent walls. Yeah, that's what I need to do. And this Greek army does look like it's heading for this bridge, so I will definitely just hang out on this bridge.
Onward.
Yeah, like you want to keep marching through my territory, you got to come through me, bud. And then up here, you know, small Greek army, not very threatening. You know, like, what are you gonna do? What's your MO, dude? What's your plan? And then the other army just kind of like wandered off, didn't it?
At once. To hear is to obey. Yes.
So is that you or you? This is a rebel? Wait, rebel? The rebels hold Sinope? What? Is this new? Wait, what just happened? What? How does that happen? Is this just because of like unrest and unloyalty and stuff? Or disloyalty? Is that how that happened? Because this is originally a Pontic settlement and it was taken by the Greeks. And then is this just a revolt? Is this what's happening here? Because that's a sizable army. You know, there's archers in there. There's a lot of like Pontic, or not Pontic. I thought they were Pontic heavy cav. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're Pontic heavy cav. Yeah. Yeah, like that's a decent little rebel army, isn't it? I don't know if the Greeks are going to be able to take that back. Jeez, oh Pete's, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how likely that is for that to happen. Interesting, cool. It does feel good to finally be spending money again and working on building up my empire and building up my armies. Yeah, it feels like I'm moving in the right direction, and it's going to feel nice, you know, being able to basically produce armies from every settlement in every region. Finally, again, it's just, you know, it's important that I get to move on here, as I have been talking about in my last few episodes. I understand that I do need to keep things moving here, so... Well, I am going to continue to try to figure things out with the Armenians and try to, you know, settle that. I will be pushing on into Anatolia at some point. I don't know. It shouldn't take too long. I don't like this. I don't want to invite myself into a meat grinder. With that being said, the rebels in Sinope have sort of complicated things because prior to this, Sinope wasn't looking like it was heavily garrisoned by the Greeks. And there were Greek armies, of course, but I thought, you know, hey, I can just defeat the Greek armies out in the field and then taking Sinope and then advancing out into Mazaka should be relatively straightforward. Again, Mazaka is not that heavily garrisoned either. And then maybe that would force, you know, at least like this Greek army to move out of this region here of Cilicia. that still leaves essentially 3 Seleucid armies, but you know, it would sort of thin things out a little bit, and maybe the Seleucid armies would feel like they have to sort of push up towards this valley as well, and that could sort of provide an opportunity for me to sort of attack from this direction. That was my thinking before, but now I'm looking at this and thinking, Jesus, that looks like a meat grinder too. You know, like Sinope looks kind of rough, so I would essentially need an army sieging Sinope and then another army guarding them. Sort of like what's happening here, you know? Yeah, so that's at least 2 armies. Which is fine, like that's what I have up here, but then I would have to wait for this to resolve itself, which I don't want to do. Getting an army, like getting peasants up here to Arctic, not Artaxata, but, well, yeah, actually, these peasant armies, essentially, you and then you, not you, but, I have a couple peasant armies. Yeah, you and then you. When those 2 peasant armies make their way up, they can essentially replace the garrisons of Fraspa and Artaxata, which frees up a lot of units that are basically just on garrison duty in these 2 settlements, and then they can essentially help out going on the offensive against the northern coast of Anatolia. But you know what? That's all gonna have to wait until next time. As always, I hope you have enjoyed this one, and thank you very much for watching. This has been Concept playing Rome Total War. Thank you very much, and goodbye.